Matthew 28 verse 4 says the soldiers fell into a dead faint when they saw the angels. Maybe you've read your history books, maybe you haven't. I'll give you the bottom line. Roman soldiers don't faint. The Bible is interesting, sufficient, infallible, trustworthy, and not boring. If you like the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. This is the last chapter in Matthew, and I've really enjoyed digging into each one. I've lost count of the number of times I've heard this particular story, and perhaps this remarkable event has lost its luster to me. It is, after all, the basis for Christianity. Jesus rose again to prepare a place for us when we go to heaven. I'll admit, I usually gloss over by the time I get to chapter 28. Blah, 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 the stone rolled away, blah, 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 the Marys talked to the angel. There is a small thing that happens first, however. Roman soldiers, the manliest of manly men, experts at hand-to-hand combat, and cold-blooded killers, were shaking in their boots when the angels rolled the stone away. This was a spectacular event. We don't know what caused the earthquake mentioned, but there is legitimate speculation that it was caused by the rapid displacement of an astronomically heavy stone. On top of this, failing to stand their ground, especially for such a high-value assignment, it was likely the threat of severe punishment, possibly even execution, that was looming over them. Roman soldiers had the conditioning and the motivation to be brave. This makes this angelic event that much more spectacular. This is an event the Roman soldiers would not soon forget. Unless they were executed for abandoning their posts, of course. And with that, let's read the not boring Bible. Matthew chapter 28. Early on Sunday morning, as the new day was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went out to visit the tomb. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, rolled aside the stone, and sat on it. His face shone like lightning, and his clothing was as white as snow. The guards shook with fear when they saw him, and they fell into a dead faint. Then the angel spoke to the women. "Don't be afraid," he said. "I know you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He isn't here. He is risen from the dead, just as he said would happen. Come, see where his body was lying. And now go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead, and he is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. Remember what I have told you." The women ran quickly from the tomb. They were very frightened, but also filled with great joy, and they rushed to give the disciples the angel's message. And as they went, Jesus met them and greeted them. And they ran to him, grasped his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Don't be afraid. Go tell my brothers to leave for Galilee, and they will see me there." As the women were on their way, some of the guards went into the city and told the leading priests what had happened. A meeting with the elders was called, and they decided to give the soldiers a large bribe. They told the soldiers, "You must say Jesus' disciples came during the night while we were sleeping, and they stole his body. If the governor hears about it, we'll stand up for you, so you won't get in trouble." So the guards accepted the bribe and said what they were told to say. Their story spread widely among the Jews, and they still tell it today. Then the 11 disciples left for Galilee, going to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him. But some of them doubted. Jesus came and told his disciples, "I have been given all authority in heaven and on earth. Therefore go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I have given you. And be sure of this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." I hope you enjoyed some not boring Bible reading.